Okay. We're going to try this again. Well, nobody's on right now, but that's okay. Carson, what's going on, bud? I was live earlier and it was going really well, and then I got in the car with my daughter and my network died. Ava! Hey, friend. There we go. We're live. We're going to share this with all the things. Live stream. How's summer treating you, Ava? Oh, I need my regular Facebook. I need my regular Facebook. Oh. Let's see. Now we're on. Ava, you're getting 2 kittens. Rat Fink. Thanks, bud. The usual suspects. All right, we got 13 people in the stream. Hello, friends. I'm the Below Average Utah Dad. We've got lots of things we're going to talk about. I was going to talk about them earlier during my lunch break, but then I needed to go be a dad, which I love being a dad. So that took priority, and my network died on my cell phone. So we didn't do it. Radfink, thank you again for contributing to the Revolver Fund. Because that's probably going to be the only way. This is probably the only way I'm going to be making any money for a little while, because my channel is under like every video I've posted today has gone under additional review. I'm like, why is it not? What's going on? And when it's under review, once you're monetized, I've learned this. Coors, J-Dog, once your channel's monetized, if it doesn't qualify for ads, they also don't, it doesn't get promoted the same way. So monetized channels do get promoted more. Like, they get spread more. That's why you get more views. You tend to get, where I would struggle to maybe get 1,000 or 2,000 views. Now, I still sometimes do, but a lot of my videos are getting like 4,000 and 5,000 views. It's because it's monetized, so they try to spread it more, because if they can get more people to watch ads, they make more money and all that jazz. I think, I thought Hickok, I thought he stepped away. I thought he was done. It's his daughter now that that's doing stuff. Which I don't mind Hickok. I mean, he's a bit of a boomer, but he's at least open to modern tactics and things and he just likes to shoot, which is cool. So anyway, so we're going to continue the Revolver journey. Carson, I hope they find that dude, and I hope they castrate him and just make him unalive. His daughter's pretty fun to watch. She seems pretty cool, pretty chill. Yeah. So anyways, so like I said, I put on the thing. I meant to talk about this earlier. Who wants to talk about drone warfare? Because I've been reading up on open source, so stuff that's available on the internet that you can read. You can go look it up. You just have to do the research and find the right places to look it up. I recommend X and Reddit. And then, stuff is happening overseas, so you probably want to check overseas news sources. So anyways, I don't know if you guys are aware, but yesterday there was a very, very big drone warfare attack by the Ukrainians on the Russians, and it was impressive. It was very impressive. Like they had drones inside of containers that they had shipped that were labeled as one thing. I mean, it was it almost makes the Israeli beepers and radios look it almost makes the Israeli radios and beepers look like it was a joke. Because these things, they were hidden, they were prepackaged, they had to have some kind of charging device so that they could remotely operate from them. And I mean, some of these locations were almost 3,000 miles away. So they were controlling these drones from 3,000 miles away, which is very impressive. And that brings up some electronic warfare stuff and concepts, which is really, really cool. It's really cool. But anyways, yeah, so they went in and they were able to fly, and they were not large drones from what I could tell from some of the video. They were, like this big. But when you've got a bomber full of jet fuel and everything, and you go drop a pound of C4 on it, the bridge to... I don't know about a bridge to shit's going to get a lot hotter. I mean, when they did this, we knew, it was very strategic and impressive because it drastically harms Russia's capability to do strategic bombing and missile strikes from aircraft using cruise missiles. So now Russia has to do... they have to do actual missile launches from specific, not like we would, not launching them out of a B-2 and not launching them out of B-52s and doing aircraft launches. They're going to have to launch these from ships, they're going to have to start launching missiles and cruise missiles and all that kind of stuff. Not ICBMs, but MBMs and one-way UAVs, all that. They're going to have to do it either from standard aircraft, or they're going to have to do it from ships, ground-based systems, and that's expensive because they're larger platforms, but it also, it's an escalation. It's a major escalation. Yes, of course, it's a big bridge. So, but on the flip side, it definitely, the way that they did it and some of the footage that's there, it's definitely, I guarantee you, people here in the U.S. are going, we're going to have to change the way that we manage drones. Because right now, drones can't fly like across Air Force Base areas, they're gonna now have to update that and say drones can't be within X number of probably miles of an Air Force Base. I am almost certain that they're going to have to update that, or any military installation. Like drones are going to start being like, I don't know that you're going to. So they've been working on making drones, because there's certain, like, amateur drones can be flown in certain areas. Because my son's like a licensed amateur drone pilot. He did that in school, and there are certain areas where they can fly, and there's certain areas where they can't. And depending on the size of the drone or whatever, then usually it's not a big deal. I don't know anything about that, Cores. I'm not saying that it wasn't linked, but this puts that on like a whole different scale. The way that they did stuff, it was very impressive, and it's gonna have some serious repercussions. Seriously. So. Man, did you know that it's been almost 3 months since I did my first live stream? I think it's been almost exactly 3 months. I think I did my first live stream. Let me look. I've done 138 live streams. And I know that there are some days that I would do 2 at a time, but usually I didn't. Or 2 at once. Okay, sorry. My first live stream was... I'm just going to delete that one forever. Okay, my first live stream that I did was on February 12th. So I guess it's almost 4 months from my first live stream. But I kind of want to look at this. Okay, so on February 12th, when I did my very first live stream, I had 1,257 subscribers. That's crazy. And as of today, I have 6,932. So I've gone up 5,000 subscribers in about 4 months. That's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think that I am fairly certain that drone warfare is going to very much change the way that the U.S., that everybody does warfare, because it's very discreet. Because literally these things, if you've seen some of the video, the way that they did this, they used just like, it looked like just a cargo truck. So you could they could just go buy a cargo truck for a couple $100, throw it on, have an old truck tow it, and all you'd have to do is connect like a hockey puck wireless device to a switch or a UPS to keep everything. It's called the F-22, Odd. We made an F-15 stealthy. It's called the F-22. But yeah, it like think about if you had a boat, you could literally have a boat with that's a regular cargo boat, and you could have all kinds of like legit cargo on it. I promise you, Odd, the F-22 can do ground strikes. The F-22 can definitely do ground strikes. And like, let's say a cargo ship, like a big cargo ship, has 1,000 of these, whatever they are, the big metal cargo containers. It's got 1,000 of those on there. That's fine, Odd. And let's say you just have 50 full of like 25 of these drones. And then they get to wherever they're going. They don't even have to get all the way onto land. They could just get to port. And then from port, like in the US, you could just. Do I have a bazooka? I wish. Bazookas are cool. I mean, they're like World War II like launchers, but they're cool. I don't have a bazooka or a rocket launcher. I just have those and this. Yeah. And after we saw, I was just talking about drones with everybody. After we saw what Ukraine did yesterday, you almost don't need a bazooka now. You just get a drone with some C4 attached to it. And then you don't have to hope that nothing gets in the way. You just fly it to where you need to. Just fly that drone underneath the tank and then come up the back. Just, yeah, and then just C4 go off. Just boom. Destroys all of the ammo and fuel, and then that tank's done. Youssef, you're from Morocco. I love my guns too. How's it going, Youssef? I've actually never been to Morocco. I've never been to proper Africa. It's one of the only continents that I haven't been to. I've been to Asia. I've not been to Australia. But I've been to all the other continents. I take it back. I haven't been to Antarctica. Sign out. Well, under the tank actually isn't. It's usually the back of the tank or at the seam between the body of the tank and the turret. Oh no! No problem. No problem, Youssef. Yeah, I think a Tomcat would be tough to have to go about to go up against an F-15. Can I tell you about America? Yeah, what would you like to know, Youssef? I think everybody that's in the chat is from America, except you. Oh, no, Mel's also isn't from America. I don't know English well, and I try to understand you. You have really great collection. I am coming to you. We can hunt. Dude, anytime, Mels. Where are you from, Mels? I want to know. Where are you from? I like hunting. I don't hunt very often. Armenia. Oh. Armenia. What do you guys hunt in Armenia? What kind of game do you have? Is it just bird, or do you have like big game? Everything, huh? Well, I like it. I grew up in Alaska, so I'm familiar with forest hunting. I know a lot about forest hunting. I've hunted rabbits. I have hunted rabbits. I've hunted rabbits and moose and bear and deer and mountain lions. Ibex? You talking about ibex, Ratvink? Yeah. Black bears and grizzly bears. Yusef, let's see, everything. Okay, something kind of neat about America. Nomad, what's your favorite deer round partner? Probably the most practical round that I can think of is 30-06. Oh, you don't need a bazooka for bears, just a 30-06. Yusef, let's see. So something really cool about America is you can, if you live in America, we have every type of climate. It's like a little bit of every part of the world in America. We have forests, we have mountains, we have deserts, we have jungles, we have beaches, we have the Arctic. We have Great Plains. Nomad, I have shot 243. I've done 243. I've done 270. I had a 338 Winchester when I lived in Alaska. Winter is very neat. Yeah, it's America's got some really unique places, and it's really cool. So I feel very blessed to live here in America. I would love for other parts of the world to be able to live life the way that we get to here in America, to have a lot of the freedoms that we have. 270 is going to be your next round. No, only the government can do that, remember? Oh no? Yeah, 243 Nomad. 243 is a very good round. Well, thank you, Mel. I try to stay positive. I like to think I'm a pretty positive person. And the Rat King, go ahead and try. Yeah, remember the guy that had the pet raccoon and the pet squirrel, and then the government came and killed it because... Yeah, Yusef? That would be pretty neat. That would be pretty neat. Nomad, Colt or Smith & Wesson? Ooh. What platform? Nomad, what platform? VPN. Hi, VPN. Wonder if my videos are... They're still under review. I seriously, I uploaded videos at noon, guys. I uploaded videos at noon, and they're still under review, so I just moved them to tomorrow. My go-to hunting rifle that I have right now is my AR-10 Everlasting Soul. It's chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. Python versus 686. Ooh. I'm going to go 686. We were just talking about that, Benny. We were just talking about it. It was very impressive. It was very impressive. I think it's It's very much going to change the way I know that like the way that the Ukrainians have been using drone warfare and adapted it. Um, it made everybody kind of rethink the way that we look at drones and view drones. But now with this was on a scale that I don't think anybody was expecting or could even picture. And the way that they very, very quickly and very seamlessly did what they did, that was impressive. It was extremely impressive. Scary impressive, actually. Especially if they didn't do it with any help. Victor, I don't have a 17 HMR. I do have a 22 long rifle right here. So, yes, our president can be a little bit crazy sometimes. But you know what? Sometimes you need a little bit crazy when the world is a little bit crazy. The world is a little bit crazy. And sometimes you need a little bit crazy, especially when the other option is senile or whatever you want to call Kamala Harris, whatever she was. Okay. So I'm just checking up on my my emails there. So, hey, you go do it. Go do it, course. Take advantage of the free time while you have, because I know you get called to tow all the time. So, Everlasting Soul. So I hope that answered your question. 6.5 Creedmoor. I think pythons are cool. Guys, I love revolvers. All right. The reason I don't have any, and some of you know this, this one carbine is a 40. It's a Remington. Sorry, Remington Model 120. The one that I keep upstairs is a Japanese shotgun called an SKB. That one's got a little bit shorter barrel, so that's the one I keep upstairs. In case of... Yusef, I like the AK-47. I have one right here. I think it's a good rifle. I like mine. I like mine a lot. So I really like revolvers, but I've kind of told this story. The reason I don't own any revolvers is because I've never intended on concealed carrying a revolver. And because of that, I've always just kind of thought, well, I'm going to be practical and I'm going to buy semi-autos. And I like semi-autos. Is a Barrett M82 a good choice for home defense? Yes, if you need to defend against tanks and people behind armor. Why do I buy optics from Amazon? I bought optics from Amazon because they were on sale. The ones on my my AR pistol, my 9mm, are not from Amazon. They're actually from Dagger Defense. And just as a heads up, you can buy Vortex and Hollow Sun and SIG. You can buy all that on Amazon. Like, you can buy not Chinese stuff on Amazon. And if you want to, I can give you a link and you can help my channel grow. I've got an affiliate link. So I would say a Nomad. I would say a revolver could serve as a good backup gun. But I have a Glock 19 clone, and I also have my micro. I have the 43X clone. So if I really wanted to carry two pistols, I just carry both of those. If I get a revolver, like I said, hey 2A veteran, what's going on, bud? Opinion on 270. I think 270 is a great hunting round. But the whole deal with the revolver journeys continue. Is I don't own a revolver. YouTube is being really weird with my uploads right now. They're flagging everything and putting them into 24-hour review, up to 24-hour review. So now I've effectively stopped any ad revenue that I was generating, and I was generating about $5-10 a day in ad revenue. I did, John. So that stopped. So now I definitely have to go to the chats. I need to go to lives, and I have to ask you guys for help. So that's why I've made the deal, and I've made the comments that I have. Whenever you guys, because I can track what you guys donate. If you guys donate, and we hit that $500 mark from supers and from memberships and stickers and all that, then I'm going to let you guys pick the revolver. You guys can vote on it. You can pick the caliber, the make, and the model. K-Town. Dude, I used to live in K-Town. I was a Mormon missionary. I'm not a practicing Mormon now, but I was a Mormon missionary in K-Town. I lived off of Kildare. As far as Chicago, dude, you guys have some whacked out gun laws. Whatever you can own that's within the laws of Chicago. Johnny B is a great person to ask. He lives in Illinois. Johnny B, K-Town wants to know what is a great first gun for a female, because I'm assuming K-Town is a female. She lives in K-Town in Chicago. So, Pinion 270, good and flat. Josh Warner, 223 Wild is not a cartridge. It's a barrel and chambering for 223 and 5.56. Most commonly found in ARs, because ARs can shoot, because 223 and 5.56 in an AR, you can shoot them synonymously. You don't want to just interchange them back and forth. So 223 Wild is a way to do that safely and effectively, with getting all the best performance benefits of both of those rounds, those cartridges. So yeah, so I want you guys to help me. If you guys help me get to $500, then hey, what's going on, Godfather? Then I will let you guys tell me what kind of revolver I'm going to buy. And it doesn't matter if it's a practical revolver or if it's just a meme revolver. If it's one of those giant ultra ones, then that's what I'll get. I would like a 357, but yes, sponsor, you guys get to pick the revolver. So if you guys decide to go with the Magnum Research BFR, you can do that. If you guys decide to go with the Chiappa 120D, the foot-long barrel on the 357, you can do that. If you go with like 460, like 454 Casull or 460, that's not what I want. I don't want one of those giant monster, ridiculous, stupid, painful guns. But if that's what you guys pick, then that's what I'll get. He carried a Colt Python, I think in 357, because I believe they don't make a 44 in the Python. I think they make the Anaconda in 44 and 357. Godfather, thank you, dude. We'll pin that. Oh man, is it gonna let me? It's not gonna let me pin it. It's not gonna let me pin it. Somebody write like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Somebody else type it so that I can pin it. Mike, Smith & Wesson Model 29. I've heard good things. I can't remember what my dad has. My dad has a Smith & Wesson that's a 44. So it might be something along those lines. Boom, pin this message. Thank you, Godfather. I don't have it here. I'll give you a... I don't have anything cool like Carson does. I don't have like horns and flamethrowers and stuff. So, hey, Tyler, I saw you, bud. I saw you. You got shit with the 50 cal? I didn't know a 50 cal could shit. Shot? It's all cool, bro. Thank you. 629-44 Smith & Wesson. That's the stainless one. My dad has the blued one. He has the blue one. My day was good, Brighton. My day was good. Oh, it's just Dion. You got shot with a 50 cal? What kind of 50 cal? Like a Desert Eagle, a Werewolf, a Barrett? If you got shot with a Barrett, you definitely didn't get shot with a Barrett. You didn't get shot with BMG. I'm guessing it was Action Express, or was it a muzzle loader? Was it a 50 caliber ball? I would like to know, Dion. If I remember, Dion, you do content, don't you? I think I'm subscribed to your channel, aren't I? I think I am. I'm not subscribed to your channel. Looks like It's Just Dion does video game stuff. Scary video game stuff. Maybe go check him out. Go check out It's Just Dion. The real OG. It's not a foregrip, the real OG. It's a magazine pouch. It's from Recover Tactical. You can get one on my affiliate link. And you can only not have a foregrip if it's a vertical foregrip. That is an angled foregrip. Angled foregrips are allowed on SBRs. Actually, on an SBR, you can have one. They're not allowed on pistols. Yusef, it's like 4 o'clock. It's 4:20. Nobody get any ideas. Nobody get any ideas. It's 4:20. We all know. We get it. Still in the doghouse on my videos. They're still in the doghouse.
It was decided to have a document.
Tactical Toolbox put out a new video. I like Tactical Toolbox. He's a good guy. I like him. So, what's my favorite thing to hunt? So, my favorite animal to hunt is moose. And the reason I say moose is because, just to use your above idea, I see what you're saying, not a sponsor. Glock 18. I wish that I had a Glock 18, but I don't. So, my favorite animal to hunt is moose. I'll have to check it out. I listened to the first two. Is this a third one? The reason I like moose is because moose tastes so much like beef. I am pretty sure that if I were to set down a moose burger and a beef burger, you probably wouldn't know the difference. It's expensive, but you can go up to Alaska, and I don't think you need to put in for a tag. You just have to pay the out-of-state license. You're only allowed to hunt one if you're not a resident in your lifetime. But you can go up to Alaska and hunt a moose and just ask for the tag. You just have to pay for the out-of-state license. Double check on that. That's what it was when I lived there, and that was 15 years ago. Longer than that, even. I've not shot an antelope, but I have eaten antelope. I like antelope. I think antelope tastes good. So, what's this? What's this Gmail notification? Oh, never mind. So I have a guy, Nomad. There's another subscriber on the channel. His name's He's one of my mods. His name's Becoming Dangerous. He doesn't have 458 SOCOM, but he does have Beowulf. And I believe he has a Beowulf with an FRT in it. And he's working on some videos for it. Can I advise you, please? I don't know. So if you're in Morocco, Youssef, you kind of have to go through the process to, get a passport and come to visit. If you want to move to the U.S., then that's a little bit harder. You gotta go through some background checks, and it's not easy to move to the U.S. Unfortunately, especially from countries like Morocco right now. If I had to choose one truck from 1943 to 1999, what would it be? I'd probably choose like a 1947 Dodge Power Wagon. Ford Ranger, riding on a Ford Ranger. I ain't no stranger. Rodolfo, do I know anything on the Ruger Blackhawk chambered in .30 carbine? I think I've seen it in a couple videos. I don't know a lot, Carson. What's going on, Carson? Yeah, I don't know a lot about it. I mean, I imagine .30 carbine isn't like it's almost like the old version of like what 5.7 is, I want to say. No, we can't even touch the guns on live streams, Crash. Not allowed to. Do I like Colt Pythons? I think they're cool. I haven't seen the PBF version of it. No, sorry. You could do that, Youssef. You could do that. Liam Clancy. Hello. Thank you. Sorry, my wife's texting me. You're good. It's close, Liam. Close. It's actually a Marlin Model 60. Looks like a cyberpunk type revolver. I'll have to look into it. Tyler, again, I am happy. I am more than happy to pick whatever revolver everybody votes on. All right? I'm more than happy to pick whatever revolver everybody votes on. But the channel is getting just hammered right now by YouTube with ad restrictions. So the only way that's going to happen is if you guys donate. At this point, I think it's going to be a while before my videos really start making any money again. Quesadilla, what would you recommend for a first handgun? I want to get a USPC, but I'd like to get your opinion. If you want to get a USPC, you can. I would recommend something more like, I would get something that costs a little bit less. Maybe something like a Glock 19, or a Glock 17 even. You could do, I'm trying to think of, I think it depends on do you know what your budget is? Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't, I know what a Nitro 700 is, Tyler. That it's just not in the realm of realistic things right now. Mr. Spark That Dutch, 38 Special. I like 38 Special. Yeah. If that's what you guys picked, Nomad, then that's what it is. Liam, my favorite gun that I own right now is my AK-47 that's down here. Godfather, I literally, I am going to let the chat pick. $700-800 is your budget? Ooh, then I would get a Shadow Systems MR920. Get a Shadow Systems MR920. Canik versus Glock. I'm going to go Glock. Medi, I'm going to go Glock. Crash. If I was in Europe or Africa, then probably. Here in the US, no. Liam, no, it's a 12 gauge. It's a Remington Model 120. Oh, Ricky, do I like to fish? I do like to fish. I was fishing in Alaska last summer with my family. We went up to Valdez and we did some pink salmon fishing and some halibut fishing and rockfish fishing. I grew up in Alaska, so I'm pretty familiar with fishing. Am I a SIGger? No, I'm not a SIG person, Jose. I value my legs and testicles. So, I don't take a lot of issue with like the 365, or especially like the 226. I think the 226 is a classic. What I take issue with is SIG as a company and their stance now on, we make guns that are designed for concealed carry, but also don't carry our guns with a round in the chamber for concealed carry because that's not safe. I mean, it is safe, but it's the safest way to carry a gun is without a round. Like, SIG, just admit that you did something wrong and you need to fix it. Favorite Cold War era battle rifle. Ooh, you know what? Let's just go with the FAL. It's tough to beat a FAL. An FN FAL is just a solid 308 battle rifle from the Cold War. What was my first gun? My first gun is actually this Model 60 right there. That gun it was handed to me. It's been passed down. It's been in my family since I've been shooting. I learned to shoot a rifle with that gun. For long range shooting, would you recommend 30-06 or 300 Win Mag? 300 Win Mag is going to give you a flatter trajectory than 30-06. If you just want to do long range shooting and you're not going to hunt, Medi, do what I have. I have 6.5 Creedmoor. Oh, Jose, I'm with you. The only reason it didn't, like, people are like, oh, it's because SIG spent a lot of money. I guarantee you the reason that SIG didn't win is because Glock didn't have an external safety. What do I think is a good gun for experienced gun person that wants to start concealed carry? Ricky, I think a great gun is the one that you're comfortable with. Go out and shoot some guns that are designed for concealed carry, whether that's a micro or a compact pistol, like a Glock 19 or a Glock 43X, a P365, like a Walther PPS, a Taurus G3C or G2C, something along those lines. Go shoot a couple of them, and whichever one you like the most, that's the one you should start with. Whichever one feels the best to you. Because the best concealed carry gun is the one that you can afford to buy and afford to shoot and be proficient with. I really don't like the SIG P320, Liam. I really don't like the SIG P320. Not a problem, Eddie. I like my Creedmoor. I've made 1,100 yard shots with it, so. Glock 19 is solid. Glock 19 is like the, it's kind of like the Subaru or the Honda Civic. Like it'll run. It'll work. Arizona Kid in the house, guys. Arizona Kid is he's a certified revolver a specialist. He should change his name to Dr. Revolver. But yeah, I appreciate all of the recommendations. As I've said, I will buy whatever gun you guys pick and vote on as a whole if we get to $500. If I get paid by YouTube before we get to $500, I'm going to go pick the gun that I want. And it's not going to be the one that you guys want, probably. I want either the Chiappa Rhino 60DS in 357 or I want the Chiappa Rhino 120DS in 357. Yes, I'm aware, Godfather. I am aware. It's been brought up a couple times. I actually am almost hoping that we get to like $490 and then we don't break the 500 because then you guys don't get to pick and I can still just buy the gun that I want. Okay, honest thoughts. I think that there is potential with the XM7. I think it's but here's the problems. I think it's heavy. I think that SIG developed a pretty cool round, but you have to use their rifle with it, and I don't like that because of the chamber pressure. I think that we would have been better off doing something like what I think it's Hill Creek. Hill Creek has developed some really cool ammo for 5.56. I think we could have made better 5.56 ammo that just has way higher pressures, that uses better propellant like they do in the 5.7. The 5.7 gets amazing ballistics out of a pistol round, or just under an intermediate cartridge round, and they did that because of the engineering. If they would have done that with 5.56, and then just built better, like made better barrels and chambers, I think that it would have cost less, and I think it would have been more effective because then we would have just replaced the barrels, which we do already with our firearms. Once the barrels wear out, we just replace the barrels. Armorers do that. And we could have done that with a much better... we could have done it with better ammo. My 19... Okay, it's not actually a 19. It's a dagger. It's the clone of the 19. But it's the same as the 19. I've swapped parts in it. It is as much a 19 as somebody else's 19 that has also swapped parts. So... I mean, yeah. If you want to, at the same time though, like, if our next conflict is going to be against China or Russia, we're not going to be doing CQB like we did Global War on Terror. We're going to want battle rifles. We're going to be doing more long range stuff because they have. Yes, I have a Trans 19. They're going to have body armor. They're going to have more weapons to do standoff. That's not how terrorists and the Houthi and the Taliban and everybody, that's not how they fought. And we saw that towards the end of GWOT. Like, that's not the way that fighting was continuing. It was getting to be more conventional, the way that kind of the Cold War was building up to be. And we're actually kind of moving back towards like late Pacific Theater, World War II style thinking, with the agile deployments and with the type of conflicts that we're expecting. It's going to be more like that stuff. Or no, I agree, Godfather. I think if we went to all HK416s and then just had better 5.56 ammo, shoot, they could have even done like 224 Valkyrie. 224 Valkyrie, you can still carry 30 rounds, and they could have gone to 224 Valkyrie and would have been more effective. I think the big thing is defeating body armor. And I think that's the struggle is I just don't think 5.56 has the mass to defeat body armor. And I think that's the big concern because body armor has also, that's something that people don't talk about is body armor has become more and more prevalent and it's become easier and cheaper to make. And with new materials and new technology, like Demolition Ranch has showed how many times you could just take 500 grade steel, AR 500 steel, wrap it in like, you could laminate it in horse material, like horse trough material. And then you'd have like you'd get similar ballistic stuff to like ceramic sappy plates. Bazooka does beat body armor every time. No, I agree, Chief. And I think that's the thing is finding a balance, and I think that's what they wanted to do with the XM7, is they wanted to find a balance of they didn't want something as heavy as like a Scar 17, or like designated marksman rifles. They didn't want AR-10s. They didn't want something that heavy, and I think that the XM7 does a pretty good job of bringing that capability, like getting closer to the capability of like a regular M4, but it's still too heavy, and I think that's where the struggle is. I think they're gonna have to find something that's in between the two. I agree, Arizona, and that also has the range because 5.56 actually has a pretty good effective range against not body armor. But, it's finding that balance. It's the same thing that really like modern hunters and modern sportsmen with firearms. It's the thing that they're trying to find. It's what do you sacrifice? Look at like the 6.5 Creedmoor versus 30-06. All right, 30-06 is a massive round, and you can shoot it far. We've proven that in World War II. But you had to learn how to shoot like heavily arced rounds. 6.5 Creedmoor, I can go out and shoot the same distance as a 30-06 and have the same effect on not maybe an animal that I'm going to hunt, but on a potential target. I could do that with 6.5 Creedmoor, and it costs way less. It's way less recoil. I can carry more of it, and it's a way flatter shooting round. So, but then if I need to have a heavier hitting round, then I need to decide, does that work? 6.5 Creedmoor isn't a heavy hitting round, especially out at 1,000 yards. So where's that balance at? Jonathan, I missed what you said. I'm sorry, but Daniela Uekulani. I hope I said that right. So it has better pressures and it's higher speed than 308, not than 300 Win Mag. But you're not going to be able to, like, you can carry way more 277 Fury than you can 300 Win Mag. And you carry the same amount as 308, and it's way better than 308. At least the hybrid cartridge. I don't know if the regular 277 is. So, I don't know. It's a tough situation. Ricky, I am still in the reserves, Ricky. Daniela, I'm guessing, is from Hawaii. Because it says Daniela Uikulani, and I think I'm kind of pronouncing it right. I could be way off. But she also said mahalo. And mahalo means thank you. I know that. No, I agree, Chief. I agree. No, 100% you're right. No, you're 100% right there. So, so in that case, like it doesn't perform as well, and I think that's where the new round, it was trying to find that balance where it could hit those 1,000-yard shots. I think the concept was they could just give everybody the same rifle, and then you didn't have to worry about training a designated marksman. You could just treat everybody as infantry with the same rifle. But I think they're starting to see some issues. I know that there have been a couple people that have done. Chief, that's not true. It can go on certain types of pizza. You just have to make the right kind of pizza. So. Uh-oh. What happened? Can you guys still see me? My computer just said that we lost the stream. Okay, we're still there. We're still there. Okay. No, so what you do is you do any pizza, okay? Fat guy here. Trust me. Thin crust. Pepperoni, not Canadian bacon or ham. Pepperoni, pineapple, and jalapeno. Trust me, you're welcome. Order a couple of those from Domino's. They're like $7. You can get them with the little coupon where you get the 2 medium. Do 2 medium thin crust Domino's pizzas. Pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno. You're welcome. You will love it. Delicious. SP10 order in here soon for all the Garand Thumbers. Scoop them out of stock. So. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with the XM7. I don't think it's going to end up being fielded quite the way that they wanted it to. It's not the first time. Colm, hey, welcome. If you would like to donate towards the Revolver Fund, you can click on that $sign right next to the chat button, and it gives you options, and you can donate however much you choose. I don't know if you saw the little goal, but literally the goal is, because YouTube's being weird with my ad stuff right now on my videos. They're like holding back on my videos for 24 hours. So, yeah, so I'm relying on you guys now for supers and memberships and stuff like that to make money. But if we get to $500, then I'm going to let you guys vote on what revolver to get. If you pick one that's more than $500, that's fine. We'll just wait until we earn that much, but I will go out and buy the revolver that you guys vote for. I think that that's some of it, Godfather. I think that they said that the overall cost would be less because, you know, they had planned on doing a version of the P320 with an external safety all along, whereas Glock, they would have to go in and redo some tooling to build an external safety 19X. Jonathan, I think SIG actually builds some pretty good guns. Some of them, I'm not super happy with, but the I'm kind of anti-SIG right now, so I don't really like to recommend SIG. I don't like to recommend them because I don't like SIG's stance on what they're saying about how to carry firearms. I did like the upgrades that they've done to the Beretta, and I think that there was some opportunity there. I think the military wanted to go to a striker fired pistol. I think they wanted to go to a polymer pistol to reduce weight. Um, I I don't necessarily think that the SIG was the proper way to go. I've shot the M17 and the M18 lots of times, and I mean it works. It's fairly accurate. I don't think it's as accurate as the Beretta was, but I think it's pretty accurate. I just don't like SIG's stance on things. Their statement of "don't carry with a round in the chamber" that goes against regular standard operating procedure for the military, and they built the gun for the military. I mean, come on, SIG, what are you thinking? Oh, agreed. The M9A4 is way more accurate than a SIG. I really like FN. I really like FN. I think for body armor and stuff, I think they could have gone with. I would have liked to have seen them go to the 5.7. Honestly, I know I've talked about. I'm kind of a 5.7 fanboy. I don't have one, but I like 5.7. If they would have gone to black tip 5.7, no, 100% Godfather, 100% Godfather. I think black tip 5.7 would have been an excellent choice for piercing armor, for what they need to do up close, because it's a pistol, but you'd still have the opportunity, like if you needed to, you can reasonably shoot a 5.7 like out to 50 yards. Like you can reasonably shoot a 5.7 out to 50 yards. I'm not saying you're going to get the same type of power that you do with 9mm at 50 yards, but you can shoot and hit target. But I think I agree, Jonathan. I think that cost was the big driving factor, and that seems to be the most important factor for most government contracts. Um, Chief, you should. There's some really cool videos out there of people taking 5.7 and using it on like trauma plates, like level 2 and level 3. Like you can check it out. I don't know, because we're starting to see kind of a resurgence. We're starting to see 5.7 become a more rounded and accepted and used caliber. It's kind of like 10 millimeters getting a resurgence. Like we saw 40 millimeter for a while, and then 9 millimeter progressed and it got really good. 10 millimeter, people kind of just knew that 10 millimeter was better than 40 cal, and so those enthusiasts just always stuck with it, and now it's gotten a new resurgence. 45's never going to go away. 44 is never going to go away. Um, I don't know. I think we could see, and there are other countries that use 5.7. I mean, we use 5.7 a lot. Our Secret Service uses 5.7 as a pistol. If they're not carrying an MP4 or sorry an MP7, they're carrying a 5.7. The standard issue pistol for Secret Service is the 5.7. Oh, I think Nomad. I think you're onto something. That tracks, Tyler. That tracks. Except for the P226, which is like legendary. That used to be like the ultimate operator pistol. It was like the HK USP and the SIG 226. If you had one of those, you were like if I'm watching an old movie, do I like the Flux Raider PDWs? Ooh. I don't know that I've seen a Flux Raider. I probably have, I just... Wait, it's just a P320. The Flux Raider, Jonathan, is a P320. I hate the P320. Justin, I like 5.7. My cousin has a 5.7. I've shot 5.7 many times. HK USP is pretty cool. But that's just it, Tyler. Like Sig they have a really good pistol. It's called the P226. It's an amazing classic pistol. It's cool. It's just that the P320 is not lived up to that name. It just hasn't. I was in Qatar last year, Ricky. That's why I have that T-shirt that says Al Udeid Air Base Qatar. I've heard good things about the P365. Mechanic, who's one of my mods, he has a couple P365s. But because, like me, he's very opposed to what... Hey, Christopher. He's very opposed to the way that SIG is approaching things. He's actually going to be getting rid of his 365s. But, like, I don't tell people that that's the right thing to do. I just don't like SIG right now because of their stance on things. They don't want to be accountable. Nomad, correct. Yeah, probably. Although somebody said that the new 5.7 from FN is a little bit more compact. Like, same barrel, they've been able to reduce some of the bulk. Chief, I agree. H&K is amazing. Hey, Daniela, maybe you can answer this. When does the new Hawaii stuff go into play, and how does that affect you? Quesadilla. I would highly recommend finding a shooting class, like a beginner's CQB class or beginner's carry class, wherever you are. I would highly recommend that. I think that's a great thing to do. That's also an excellent question. Everybody that's in the chat that's watching, if you can't see it, Quesadilla said, what resources would you recommend for someone who's trying to get into firearms? I'm familiar with them, but I want a more in-depth understanding of them, and I'd really like your input. YouTube's a great source, although you get hit and miss advice. You can always come to one of our live streams. There's several guys that I know that we're all YouTube creators. I do more comedy stuff, except on my live streams. My live streams are pretty serious. And then a local range, or somebody that does like a class. If they do a course on pistol, like I'm saying pistolmanship, I'm just making up that word, but like anyone that does a class that's like a well-renowned class, I would say go check them out. Like if you pay $150-$200 to go take a good beginner's course and they get you some really good fundamentals, that's a great option. Yakuza, can you recommend a knife for useful for everything when you go to camp for at least 15 days? Yes, a Bowie knife. Get yourself a good Bowie knife, or a Mark 1, which is also a type of Bowie knife, but like a U.S. Navy Mark 1, or like what the Marines use. Garand Thumb. Ruger's good. Nomad, good answer. Yeah, I try to keep up to date on stuff that happens. That tracks, Justin. Hey, sorry about everything that's going on with the Supreme Court there in Maryland. That sucks. Chief, I think they mean like if you go out into the woods for 15 days, like what's a good like field knife? I would say a knife with that's a full tang. I wouldn't do like I have a Benchmade. This is not the knife that I would use if I went camping. I would take this with me just as like a quick knife to use if I needed to cut like a quick branch or if I needed to gut a fish real quick. But this isn't what I would use for like survival or to build shelter or anything like that. I have a separate knife that's like it's like a knife. Yeah. Yeah, Paul Harrell. Nomad makes a good point, Quesadilla. Paul Harrell is probably the best firearms instructor that you can find online. That's like a legit instructor. He's going to go over techniques and practices and mindsets and psychological prep. Like I would say he is a great person to watch. All right. Hey guys, I'm gonna put on some ASMR sounds. My wife just got home. I'm just gonna go check in with her. Give me a second. Come on. All right, listen to the guns reload. Let me just go check in with my fan. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I hope everybody's still here. 16 people. Okay, not too many people left. All right. We calling Paula in Turkey. Also, I have a hunter knife, which is size around 25 centimeters. Okay. Like a hunter's knife, yeah. Everyone hide. Yes, everyone run and hide. So. Who was it that asked? One of the guys, somebody asked me what they needed to do to donate, because it sounded like they wanted to help pick what firearm I end up buying, but I don't know if it ever worked for them. That's okay. That's okay. Drop point, yeah. I would say anything with a hidden tang or a full tang. If it's like a survival knife, all right, if you're gonna have a survival knife, you can do something like this, but it's not what I would recommend, because this is gonna get pretty beat up if you need to use like a club or whatever to try to cut something. So, that being said, if you want a survival knife, I would say something that's, you know, at least this long, even if it's a hidden tang or a full tang, you would want to have at least that much blade and have it be a solid piece of metal. Hidden tang or full tang. Like even this case knife. So this is a little different than my Benchmade, but the case knife has the full, it's a friction folder, but it's got the full steel back. So this I would trust to smack at. This is more of a survival knife than this is. This is an EDC knife. This is just a good outdoor hunting survival type knife. I need to sharpen this knife. But yeah, K-Bar is not a. They make versions of the K-Bar that I think you can get with a hidden tang, so you could do that. But no, a regular K-Bar is not a survival knife. I'm trying to think. I actually have a really good knife. I don't know if it's down here or if it's upstairs. Okay, so like something like this. This is a pretty decent. This is a pretty decent, like, if you wanted something that was more concealable, like this is an outdoor, it's a full tang knife. I could use it if I needed to for different purposes. It's got a nice little leather pouch. Yeah, 100%, Chief. 100%. So. Yeah, I wouldn't trust a K-bar. I do IT, Yukaza. I do IT. Cool, Xena. That's cool. I don't mind Gerber. I have a couple Gerber things.
Did I leave my headphones in here?
I don't think so. That's weird. Your name is Xena TV. It's right there. You're saying your name is Fornication TV, but it says Xena TV. Yeah, that was Justin. That was made of D2 tool steel. No. No, in my culture, Xena TV doesn't. It stands for Xena TV. I don't think you know what you're talking about. Yeah, because it's harder. So. Yeah, I know. I have lots of guns. I don't look like an IT guy, but I'm an IT guy. Sometimes, Godfather. Sometimes. The smart thing is to bring a whetstone. I would say the more effective thing is to bring a piece of leather, and then probably just find a decently shaped stone, because any decent stone that you can get, that you can use, you'll be able to sharpen your knife enough. Is it going to be as effective as like the different grades of stone? No. But if you're in like a survival situation, you can probably find a stone that will work. Even a brick. I've used a brick to sharpen a knife. It's not perfectly sharp, but you can use a brick. A brick is more effective than one of those friction sharpeners. All the friction sharpeners do is like cut away that uses that tungsten and ceramic to just scrape off steel, and then it leaves a really rough cut. You can use a brick, just a regular brick, and that will be more effective than that thing. You can get it sharper. Do you guys want me to order the pizza and then you can pick it up on the way home? Sonia, did you leave? Yeah, Gonna order some pizza for my family. Oh, like a Swiss Army knife? Gerber makes some multi-tools, yeah. Cool. TJ, I'm in America, and so that doesn't work. Also, I like Israel. I've worked with the IDF before, so that's, I don't know why you're weird. It's weird. Oh, I love trolls. I love trolls because, see, unlike most people, when when I interact with a troll, I love to make them like they want to be a troll. I will, being that I have my whole background that I do. That's the way that I do it. How many Glocks are on? I technically don't own a Glock, Pablots. Welcome to the channel, by the way. I have Glock clones, and I own 3. And I have 1 AR-15, but I have 3 AR rifles. All right. Quesadilla, thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to order pizza. I'm not trying to ignore you guys, I promise. I'm trying to order pizza for my family. Jesus Christ. Thank you. I agree. I believe Jesus loves us all. I believe Jesus loves us all. I rarely going for camping, but I really like to spend time in nature, train myself, and improve my knowledge about knives, tools. So, Yakaza, I know it sounds silly. There's some. If you can watch, like, Survivor Man and Dual Survival and not Lone Survivor, Bear Grylls, it's blown out of proportion, but they actually teach some practical knowledge in those things, and that's a good way to learn some basic things, and then you can get into you can watch some actual YouTube videos on how to do more wilderness survival stuff. Jaeger, what do I think is better, 5.7 or 357? I like 5.7 more than 357. You find that I support Israel offensive? That's weird. Chief, I know there's so much that I'm missing so much. Dude, I have PSA daggers, Justin, and I've not had an issue with mine. I think they're great. I think they're really good. Actually, I'm gonna cancel that. Javier, yeah, we can't sell guns on YouTube, bud. Can't sell guns on YouTube. Yeah, Danielle, yeah. You can support the whole world. I love it. Chief's got a good point there. Chief's got a good point there. Yeah, if you can survive watching an episode of the Kardashians, you can learn to survive in the wilderness. Yeah, we can't touch guns. We don't sell guns on YouTube. And these are my guns. Yeah. Thank you, Javier. I appreciate it. I think I have nice guns too. Also probably a good choice, Yakaza. Also probably a good choice. Which one, Javier? Which one are you going to get? Bring a flare gun with reload. Yeah, don't bring just one flare gun. But it looks like a rifle. Okay. I wonder if it's like oh, I have that 20 gauge Beretta. I have that 20 gauge Beretta that is that's a semi-auto. So I wonder if it's something like that. Is it an 18-inch barrel, Javier, or is it a full on? So I actually have Chief. I actually have a they're pheasant guns. Up in Alaska, I have a semi-auto. I don't think they're Brownings. They're Winchesters or they're Remingtons, but they have fiberglass or graphite barrels. You can only use lead or copper shot in them, and they're like got lots of engraving. They've been passed down in my family. My dad has them right now, but there's like 3 of them. They're probably all going to come to me. They're really, really pretty guns. Oh, cool, Javier. Chad, yes, there is a Remington Model 60 or a Marlin Model 60. I do like G3s. I like G3s, Daniela, and I also like the G. Is it the G36? I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, AK-47s are very reliable. Just right now here in the U.S. because of all the conflict that's going on in Europe and in Asia, it's tough to get ammo that's not really expensive for the AK-47. Yeah, this is the same one. This one's been in my family. My dad grew up shooting this one, I believe, and I grew up shooting this one. And my kids have shot it. I'll probably give it to my son when he gets older. So it's been around for, I think, it's been around at least 35 years, and I think longer. Chief out here talking, I would love to have a Winchester trench broom. Cool, Javier. Yeah. Isn't the G3, the G3 is 7.62 by 51 though, and the AK-47 7.62 by 39. Cool, Javier. I don't. Fire Isai. I have a Marlin Model 60. I think the G3 is 7.62 by 51. Yeah, Justin, 100%. 100%. Yeah, any surplus like comm block ammo is rough right now. I don't even know. Do any domestic manufacturers make 7.62 by 54 R? I feel like I don't need to say the R, but I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, my shotgun that's upstairs was my grandfather's. The Japanese shotgun was my grandfather's. So, oof, that sucks. Yeah, I actually have some. I have some Norinco ammo that's 9mm. That is, I won't shoot it. Um, it's pretty rough. It's pretty corrosive. It's pretty gnarly. Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day when like 308 and 30-06 cost less to shoot than 7.62 by 54. All the Mosin Nagant guys are out there. Probably. Oh, like a breach, like a breach break field rifle, like field survival shotgun thing. Yes, I remember when you could get a crate of Mosins for the. I remember when you could literally walk into a gun shop and be like, "Hey, I'll give you 3 buckets of KFC if you give me a box of Mosins." Now you can sell Mosins for like $400 a pop, and that's for the garbage ones. For garbage Mosins. Oh. Yep. Old rifles are nice. Gotta keep that covered up. Don't want YouTube getting angry. Gotta keep that covered up. Pay no attention to the thing behind the t-shirt. The man behind the curtain. Oh, man. Yeah. One of my guys said that he sold a finished Mosin for like $900 the other day in a shop. Some shops will still do that for you. There's a couple shops here in Utah that'll do that for you. I agree, Yakaza. I know it's harder for you guys to have guns. Although you guys make some pretty good shotguns, and some pretty good pistols. But being able to use them more regularly. And what's funny is here in the USA, there are people that want that to go away. There are people that don't think that's good. They think it's bad, which boggles my mind. It actually, and that's one of my goals of my channel. I like when people come in that are not gun people, that I like helping people want to learn. Are you, Danielle, are you still in Hawaii? Are you on? If you are you on Oahu or are you on in UD? Idaho? Are you in Idaho? Yeah, I know a lot of shops that do layaway. I know a lot of shops that do like hold it for you. Daniela, what state are you in?
Dad,
Yeah, what's up, sis?
I'm still on the phone with Camden, and she randomly brought up the fact about subscribing to you, and I found out that Bradley and Camden are both subscribed to you.
That's funny. I wonder if they ever go into my live streams. That would be weird.
I do know that Camden has gone on like 1 or 2 times.
That's funny. Oh, you're Germany. Are you in the military? You stationed there? Or did you move there because you thought Germany would be cool? Cool. That was probably a good call, Chief. Yeah, I maybe that's what I'll do if we get up to $500, then what I'll do is I'll do a short. I won't do a live stream, but I'll do a short where I go on the short and I say, okay, guys, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna fill out the paperwork and I'm gonna put this revolver on layaway if it's like something ridiculous like that freaking 4570 or that whatever ungodly thing you guys are going to end up asking me to get, and I'll put it on layaway, and that way we can get it paid for over time. If we don't break whatever the cost is of the revolver, that would be fun. That'd be kind of cool. DJIs are cool. Ukraine had a bunch of DJIs until yesterday. I don't know if they were DJIs, but it's so funny to say. That's funny. Dude, Chief, I'm telling you, I think that's one of the reasons. I know a lot of people they kind of give me crap for going PSA. One of the reasons I went with that is because I didn't have to worry about waiting, and I knew that if I was going to go Glock, I was going to replace a bunch of parts, and I was like, well, if I'm going to just replace parts in it, why don't I just start with something that costs less and that I won't have to modify as much? Like, I already have a little bit of a flared magwell. I already have the cut. Mine came with the cut for the optic. Mine came with a comp in the slide, built into the slide. The only thing I haven't upgraded on mine is the trigger. And honestly, I'm probably just going to go OEM Glock for the trigger, if I even upgrade my 43X clone. My 17 and my 19 clone, I've put optics on. They already have flared magwells. I've changed the magazine release. I've got extended magazine release. I have aftermarket triggers. One of them has an optic. Both of them have suppressor sights on them. One of them, the one I replaced with a threaded barrel, like, it's great. Because yes, drones and UAVs are going to be a very big part of warfare from now on. What's going on, Sandwich? I saw they have a performance trigger. I don't know if they have one for the 43X, and I don't know if I want to spend like $130 on a trigger. I'd rather find something that costs less than that. One of the things I like about my channel is, like somebody asked about the Amazon stuff. I like putting inexpensive stuff on my firearms because if it works and it's inexpensive, I'm going to tell you that I had a good experience, and I want you guys to know. Shaw, welcome to the channel, man. Just get a Canic. Canic is like the is like a cross between a Taurus and a Walther. I like it, Daniela. Yeah, I'm with you, Godfather. Ammo, well, well, well. Reaper's here, Godfather's still here, Ammo's now here. It's, you say Godfather, or Ammo, I've gone over this, because when I was in Qatar, I worked with some Turkish dudes. You say it, Turkiye. Yakaza, did I say it right? Turkiye. That's how you say Turkey, the country of Turkey, in Turkish. You say Turkiye. I think I'm getting close. Reaper is your baby daddy? That's cool. Chief, I think you just have little girl hands. I don't know. Isn't the Glock 30 is the 29 like the Glock 30? Is it the 10mm version of the Glock 30 where it's like this tall? I like Taurus. That's right. I do like pineapple on pizza. The brown Reaper. I think I've seen a couple things on some of your guys' unmanned vehicles. Yeah, unmanned vehicles are pretty nice. They're good for reconnaissance. They're good for one-way missions. They make... Sandwich Paul's over here talking about his Taurus PT-22. Do the amount of damage you can expect. Yes. At close range... Chief, you're taking pictures of my neighbor's wife? That's weird. Verde, the furry wolf. I've heard mixed opinions on 5.7x28. I think it's probably something in between the two. Isaac, no, it's not. It definitely is not. Verde, I think that 5.7x28 is not quite 5.56. It's definitely better than 22 mag. So, that's right. We don't do P320s here because we cherish our body parts. Oh, I know. I've seen him. I've seen like MrGunsnGear on X. He was posting the other day that P320s are on sale with one of his coupon codes for like $300. 22 mag is good, but 5.7 is better. Godfather, I have. Got to put duct tape on the mag just to make it fit. That's right. I think baby is more drop safe than, yeah, a baby is more drop safe than a P320. And we all know how doctors get about P320s. So, here's what I would say, Shaw. I think that Bear Creek built some good affordable stuff. I think that it's right there with PSA. Like, I don't have a problem with that. What I would warn about the side charging AR is that if you get a side charging AR, get one that's dual charging. Because a lot of the side charging ARs, it has a hole drilled into it and then a side charging pin threaded in. And I've seen those pins break. And if you don't get one that has both side charging and rear charging handle, then you run into issues with that pin breaking, and then you can't charge your firearm anymore. Next person to donate gets a drill run. Gets one of these. I don't have flamethrowers and stuff like my buddies. That's what we do here. We put it on full speed and we turn it on drill and we go. Yeah, now Rock Island's like yeah, because here. Maybe that's what I should do. To like help us get up to the donation mark. Yeah, I know. Like I like how gun shops and stuff, they sell flamethrowers. Like, yeah, we've got to sell this flamethrower. It's $187. You can get it and you can attach. And I'm like, I can go down to Harbor Freight and buy one for $20. And they have the propane tanks for them too. I just thought of something interesting I can do, guys. I'm going to sweeten the deal, you guys. Okay, I'm going to sweeten the deal. No, not a desk pop. All right? Here's the deal. We're trying to get to the revolver, right? Here's the incentive. All right? We're at about $165. Slick, the AK's right here. So, this is a tactical pilot chart, but this is a special tactical pilot chart. This one, okay, I'll show you on here. It says TPC G-10B. China, North Korea, South Korea, which means that it is this portion right here. G10B. TPC G10B. So this is literally a tactical pilot chart of South Korea, North Korea, and a little bit of China. Whoever gets... Oh, thanks, Daniela. Here's what we're going to do. Oliver likes hunting. Awesome, dude. Oh, Ricky D. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Whoever is the donor, the person that breaks the $500 mark, I will get your address and I will send you this map. And you can't get this in the civilian world. It's not classified. It's an unclassified map, but it is a really cool old map. This map was made it was revised in 1998. It was originally compiled in 1962. So that's what we're going to do. I've wanted to do some giveaways. I've got some other giveaway stuff that I need to do. But whoever is the lucky person to take us over that $500 mark, that's who gets this map. So I will keep track. I will keep track of the donations because I can look back and I can see who donated on what days and I can add up. So, and I have a rough idea as to where we are on it. Yeah, most people don't know how to use, but it will look like one of these maps. So look how big this map is. It's a great big map like this, but it specifically is North Korea, South Korea, and China. So it's a really cool map. Or, what's this one? Or I'll do this one. Okay? This is another tactical pilot chart that I have. But this one is for the Taiwan Strait. So you have Taipei, the island of Taiwan, and the coast of China. All right? It also has some, and it's got a couple of Japanese islands on it. So, those are the options. Whoever is the person that breaks the $500 mark. So it's a pilot chart. So it shows Baba Booey. I'll show you what it shows. Show the other one. So this is the one I have of Wuhan, China. So if you look here, it's got all of the elevations. So you have elevations. It's a topographical map. It's color coordinated and it's got the topographical rings on it. But it also has points of interest. So it has cities. It has landing points. It has airports. It has posts. So it has things like that. It doesn't have military installations necessarily. Oh, this one does. This one says tanks and smokestack. So it does have some stuff like that on it. Like here. Smokestack, power station. Some pretty cool stuff. Power station, ferry, roads. Yeah, so the one that I have one for North Korea and South Korea. It has the DMZ on it. It has Seoul on it. If whoever breaks us to that $500 mark, I'll send the map to. Yeah, Verde. It's exactly what it is. Visual points of reference. It's really cool. It's got all the keys on it on how to read it. It has like the areas of like who has control of what flight areas. It's pretty cool. It's really neat. It's a really neat map. So, of all the Chick-fil-A restaurants. All right, guys. Well, my family's here. Our dinner's here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not gonna end the stream. I'm just gonna put up I'm gonna go ahead and put up our ASMR stuff. So we're gonna go to our ASMR stream for the night. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will make sure that our goal is still up. It ends in an hour. Let me see if I can modify the goal real quick. It won't let me modify the goal. Okay, I can't modify the goal, but will do. So no, we have not met the goal. We've had a couple more donations today. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove the goal, and I'm going to set a new one. All right, so there's where we're at. So we had $12, and Daniela did a sent one below average Utah Dad gift membership. So I'm guessing that was probably like a $5 one or a $10 one. I can go check. It won't reflect until tomorrow, so I can't check. But we got about $15 to $20 is what we'll say. Somewhere between $15 and $20. And so now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to remove the goal. I'm going to remove this. We're going to make a new goal. Here we go. So if we did 15 there, that means we're at about $180. We're at about $180. So here's what I'm going to do. I always set it to the lowest because I don't care if you want to donate $1 or if you want to donate $100. I fed the dogs. And I will send you the map at my cost. We'll figure out a way to get your email, and then I'll send you the map. I'll even include, you can choose from any one of the maps. So you can choose the one of the USSR. You can choose the one of the USSR. You can choose the one of Wuhan, China, where the virus came from. You can choose the one of North Korea and South Korea. Or you can choose the one of Taiwan and the Chinese coast. That's what they're supposed to sound like. They're mechanical keys. It's supposed to sound like that. So that's the goal. So we have about $320 to hit $500, where you guys also get to vote on. The badges. Do you mean like the patches? So I can't give those away. Those are the patches that I got when I was deployed, and I only have like one or two of them. If I have multiples, I might be able to make that work. But what's on the table for now? LFD, hello. So what's on the table? If we get, once we break that we have $320 left to break the $500 mark. So if we break the $500 mark, you guys get to vote on whichever revolver. But whoever is the person that makes that donation that breaks that $500, whether they donated $1 or $20 or $100, that person gets to pick a map of their choice. All right, and I have more stuff. You're probably going to get more than a map, but I will pay to ship you some merch, and I'll give away one of my military maps. So those I only have one of each, so it's kind of a big deal to give away those maps. So if that sounds fair to you guys, I'm going to put on the ASMR stream. You guys can listen to ASMR sounds. If you guys want to stay on, and anybody that comes into the stream, you can tell them what's going on, and see if you can convince them to do it too. I'm fine with that. It's up to you guys. You're more than welcome to stay here and enjoy the ASMR stream. I might hop in and out throughout the evening, but I'm going to call this the end of the stream for the night. And if I happen to hop in, then I happen to hop in, and that'll be fun. But yes, I am in the reserves. I am a veteran. So, okay, guys. Thanks for having fun with me today, this afternoon. You guys have a wonderful day. Wonderful evening. I'm going to go spend the evening with my family. Maybe we're going to go on a bike ride. Who knows? And like I said, if you want one of those maps, that's a pretty good deal. You can't buy those maps. And they don't even make those ones anymore because, well, we do things a little different now. Thanks for coming in, Daniela. We enjoyed having you. For all the new visitors and subscribers, it was fun. I like having these kind of live streams. I like interacting with you guys. Okay. So I'm just trying to make sure that the camera looks good. A little bit that way. Is that enough? All right, there we go. You guys have a good evening. If I see you later, I'll see you later. The deadline is if it's before YouTube pays me out, Godfather, which I think is in like 2.5 weeks. So.
Bye.